Wizards of the Coast just dropped Secrets of Strixhaven. I got some packs. Let's open them up, see what's fun, see what's valuable, and see what we might actually play. Now, before we roam the halls of Strixhaven, I want to address the fact that you've probably never seen me in the Magic the Gathering space before. I'm very new to Magic the Gathering. My buddy got me a pre-con deck a few months ago, and I was instantly hooked. And so I've been buying more decks, building decks of my own, and just documenting my adventure in Magic the Gathering for the last few months in short form. But recently, I've been wanting to do longer videos about Magic because I am really loving this hobby. It is so much fun. I love talking to my friends about what they're building, getting suggestions on how to build my decks better. And I especially love learning the lore. I've watched hours of lore videos by now, and I just love the world that Wizards of the Coast has built. And that's why I'm doing this series, because I want to share my enthusiasm and my fresh eyes in Magic the Gathering with all of you, and just have fun together. So enough yapping. Let's get into the packs. The way I've heard Strixhaven described before is that it's kind of like the Hogwarts of the Magic the Gathering world. And everyone who knows Magic better than me seems to be excited about these mystical archives, and each pack has one in it. Pack number 1. That's interesting. These packs come with tokens. And I've never gotten a pack that came with tokens before. I've gotten combo boxes and pre-cons. But it's very interesting that there must be a new mechanic because it says prepared. Use this to mark a prepared creature. It's prepared until you cast a copy of its spell. Interesting. That's going to be an interesting mechanic to have to learn. It also comes with stuns that the reverse side is a +1/+1. So I'm guessing that +1s are going to be a big mechanic in the Strixhaven set. So I'll go through each card pretty quickly, and then the ones that stick out to me we'll talk more about. And then I will sleeve them, scan them into Mana Box, and see which one is the most valuable. And our first card is Rehearsed Debater. Next is Spellbook Seeker. Rubble Rouser. I love a good pun. It's like rabble rouser. Great. Wild Hypothesis. Adventurous Eater. I'm a bit of an adventurous eater myself. Just ask my wife. Rancorous Archaic. Borrowed Knowledge. Micah, Reader of Ruins. Scathing Shadelock. Mana Sculpt. Silver Quill, the Disputant. Helping Hand. Last Gasp, and that's our holo for the pack. And our land is a swamp, and that art is gorgeous. Time for pack number 2. Every time I open up one of these, I look inside like I'm gonna find a golden ticket or something. Now, I know like with Pokemon, there's a specific way to break packs. I know that you like put 3 at the back and then you go through them. I don't know if there's something like that in Magic. So if there is, leave it in the comments. Let me know, because like I said, I'm really new to this. And I want to learn and I want to grow and not look like such a loser in the community. One thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take any tokens that might be in the back, as well as the back card, because it always seems to be a land, and put it in the front so that I'm not ending with the land, I'm ending with the holo. Anyway, the cards for this pack are Paradox Garden. We have a Pest and Fractal token, Shattered Acolyte, Essence Scatter, Goblin Glasswright, Glorious Decay, another Adventurous Eater, Visionary's Dance. That is a gorgeous card. I love that art. Fractalize, Thornfist Striker, Blazing Fire Singer, Daydream, Mind into Matter, Bitter Triumph. And for our holo, Zamone's Experiment. So I've gone through and read all the cards, and a few have really stuck out to me. First up is Adventurous Eater. You put a 1/1 counter on a target creature, and you gain 1 life, just for 1 black mana. Not to mention, it's only a 3 mana card. I could see this synergizing really well and turning into some insane infinite combos. In fact, one of the cards I pulled today has some synergy with it, because Thornfist Striker puts a +1/+0 counter on a creature of your choice as long as you gain life this turn. So these 2 cards could go pretty well together. The next one I thought was interesting was this Micah, Reader of Ruins, because you know how frustrating it is to pay the 1? Well, this one, you have to pay the 3. It has Ward to pay 3 life, but whenever this creature becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless the player plays 3 life. This could be really effective if you're playing against a blue player who has all the counter spells in the world, and then you're like, ha, no, you're not going to counter it unless you pay my 3 life. And he's a legendary character, so you could actually make this your commander. I don't know if I would, make this a commander, but whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may sacrifice an artifact, and if you do, copy the spell and choose a new target for it. So if you get the right combos, that could be an interesting commander. Then we have Borrowed Knowledge, and I really like this one because you choose one of these two options. Discard your hand, then draw cards equal to the number of cards in a target opponent's hand. So if you know that your opponent has some cards that you want or you don't want them to have, this would be a good one to have in your deck. But also, you can discard your hand and draw cards equal to the number of cards discarded this way. So if you basically want a mid-game mulligan. I already have a deck that this next card is going into. Rancorous Archaic has Trample and Reach, and it has Converge, so that means it enters with a 1/1 counter on it for each color mana spent to cast it. So if you have a 5-color deck and you need something to deal with some flyers, this could be a pretty good card because then it goes from being a 2/2 to a 7. And we got Zimone's Experiment. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creatures and or lands from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Land cards revealed this way onto the battlefield tapped, and put all creature cards revealed this way into your hand. So if you're feeling mana screwed, Zimone's Experiment might be a good one to help you get a little land. All right, now for a Mystic Archive. First of all, love these full art cards. I am a sucker for a full art card. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card or pay 3 life. But you can destroy any target creature or planeswalker. So if you got something on the board that you want to get rid of, this one's not bad. Only 2 mana to cast it, but you do have to discard a card or pay 3 life. And honestly, I always have a card I can discard. I make sure to keep one in my hand at all times. This next one's for you mono red players. Blazing Firesinger. For just 3 mana, you can make 5 red mana. So this is, if you have some ramp you need getting done, this is the card for you. Next up is Shattered Acolyte. Now this one's kind of simple. I honestly just kind of like the art on it, but it has lifelink, and if you sacrifice this creature, you can destroy a target artifact or enchantment. So it's usable, it's playable. And next, Fractalize. If you're a mono blue player, this card could probably do some serious damage. Till end of turn, target creature becomes a green-blue fractal with base power and toughness, each equal to X+1. It loses all other color and creature types. So if you've ramped up your mana and you just need a tank, this card is what you need. Another one that I chose mainly for the art is for Essence Scatter. It's basically just a counter spell, counter target creature spell. That artwork, gorgeous. Finally, for you green players, Glorious Decay. So you choose one of these effects. Destroy a target artifact, deal 4 damage to target creature with flying, or exile a target card from the graveyard and draw a card. To be honest, there wasn't really a bad card in the bunch from what I pulled. I really liked a lot of them, but I had to pare it down a bit. I'm about to sleeve these and scan them into Mana Box. Before that, a quick message. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm pretty new to Magic. I've been making geek and pop culture content for a long time, but I just kind of got into this world. So I'm dipping my toe in and just learning a lot. Now, I love making these long form videos because I love going really in depth into things. Other platforms don't like nuance and minutia. They want snappy, poppy. But I would love if multiple times a week I could release a long form video. And to do that, this has to be more of a sustainable gig. I've been full-time as an entertainer for almost 2 years now. I do live events as an MC, I act, and then of course I do social media. And social media and content creation has by far been the least profitable of all that, and so I'm trying to change that. These platforms don't pay you anything, which is why I started a Patreon. Oh, here we go, another creator making a Patreon. I know, but it's how creators like me can do this full-time and make higher quality content for you guys. How I can go full-time into doing this and then hire a team and make more content. Now, here's the deal. I'm buying these cards all on my own for my own personal collection. And I would love to do crazier breaking videos. I'm talking like breaking 100 packs, that kind of thing. And so that's another reason why I'm doing the Patreon, so that I can make wilder videos for you guys. And I want the Patreon to be very interactive, but I want to keep it simple too. I'm going to be releasing my videos on there early, I'm going to be doing polls, and I'm also going to be getting suggestions from you guys on what kind of videos I should make. The Magic community is really tight-knit, and people love chatting with each other. That's what I found so far. And this channel and my Patreon won't just be Magic content. That's just going to be a small slice of the pie. I'm going to continue going to conventions and interviewing the celebrity guests like I already do. If you haven't seen any of those videos, check them out. Playlist is right there. And of course, I'm going to keep doing my short form content. But I'd really love to do this full time and make the content you all want to see. So the more of you that help support me on Patreon, the more videos like this that I can do, and the more I can make content in general so that I can make this my full-time job. I got a family to support, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to support them, which means I'm taking every gig job I can and applying to 9-to-5s. The job market's very difficult right now, but I'm applying to like dozens of jobs a day. But I am exploring every avenue to build a life for me and my family, including this one. So if this one is successful, great. And those who subscribe to Patreon will be featured at the end of every long-form video. Anyway, sales pitch out of the way, let's move on to see how we did with the pull. So I'm actually going to have to skip the sleeving part because I'm out of penny sleeves. Something that has never happened in my entire life. But I ordered more. They were supposed to get in today, but the shipment was delayed. Thanks, Jeff Bezos. So we're just going to skip straight to the scanning part. And to do that, I'm going to need my 3 Dingo scanning tower. There's actually going to be a link to this in the description because this is a great product to have if you scan a lot of cards. And I will be doing that in conjunction with an app called Mythic Tools. If you have been part of Magic the Gathering for any amount of time, you've probably heard of Mythic Tools. It's fantastic for scanning in your collection so you can keep track of your bulk. And it's really good for building decks. You can build wish lists. You can make deck lists to know what you need to get. It's a fantastic app, and I suggest every Magic player uses it. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get started. Peep the game mat. This is my own custom game mat that I made myself, and I will also have a link to it available in the description. And now we begin. So far, nothing all that high priced. It's having a little trouble scanning in the low light, but it's what you would expect. 5 cents, 20 cents, nothing crazy yet. You never know. I've hit some pretty big cards in booster packs. It's crazy they do this 2-tiered card system. You have your collector packs and you have your booster packs, and you're probably not going to find anything crazy valuable in a booster pack, but you never know. I've gotten cards that are worth 50 bucks in my booster. Another nice feature about this is that when you have a holo card, you can either put all your holos to the side and then override finish in the settings so that it scans them in all as holo, or you just click that little switch and it switches it over to holographic. I love these full art cards. They are just stunning. I know a lot of people are looking for the like Japanese full art cards. I guess those ones are like way more valuable. But the thing about the Japanese cards is I'm not good enough at remembering what they do because I don't speak Japanese or I don't read Japanese either. And so I like have to have my Google Translate with me. Oh yeah, what does this card do? Right. I feel like this silver quill might be worth something. Let's see what happens when it scans in. And 14 bucks. That's our most valuable card yet. That's awesome. We'll see if I keep it for myself. I don't play a lot of dragons. I do have one dragon deck I built just because I did get for Christmas an entire booster box, like the retail booster box of Dragonstorm. And so I was like, I have to build a dragon deck now. And so I did build one, but I don't know. We'll see if I keep it or not. One thing that I have really learned about the trading card game community is the resale culture. I've noticed it's really bad with Pokemon. When I went to actually go pick these up, there was a bunch of people there for a Pokemon drop. And there was one reseller in the bunch. The rest of them were all collectors and players. But the guy who was the reseller, no one was talking to him. And he was so rude to the employees. And he's sitting there holding up the line. Because I don't want this one. There's a slight blemish in the plastic wrap. And you have a line out the door, dude. It bugs me. I don't know if I'm pissing off resellers or not, but it does feel like Magic doesn't have that as bad. There is resellers. There are people that artificially inflate the market by creating a scarcity by buying too much product. But it does seem like it's mitigated a little bit. There's a difference between people who say, oh, this card is worth a lot of money and I'm never going to play it. I'm going to go sell it over on TCG Player. And people who just buy decks and decks so no one else can, and then they can inflate the market. This will just help me buy more cards for myself. It's funny, I recently went through my old Pokemon cards from when I was a kid, and a stack of about 40 or 50 cards was worth $2,000. And they weren't even in great condition. They were like lightly to highly played condition, and still they were worth $2,000. So far, nothing crazy. I had a feeling that Silver Quill was going to be worth something. I'll probably list that one because I don't think I'm going to play him. It's not the kind of play style that I like. I like very aggressive, angry play style. I'm very red and black heavy. It's probably just not going to be the play style for me. Right? Spellbook Seeker. I love the owl. I love an anthropomorphic bird person. Those are always a hit for me. Rehearsed Debater. I'm really enjoying like the academic vibe of this set. It's a lot of fun. I think that the mechanics, like the prepared mechanic, is going to be a lot of fun to play. And I really want to get the Witherbloom pre-con because, again, like I said before, I love playing black and it seems like a lot of fun. And I love a card that has built-in infinite combos. So while I finish scanning these in, I want to talk about like how I kind of bring a different perspective to the whole Magic scene. A lot of these guys, they're experts, they're scholars in Magic, and they're great. I've loved following a lot of them. But like, I'm really hoping to like show my journey of growing and like learning about this. So if you ever have any like questions for me and questions you want me to answer in the comments, maybe if you're new too, some questions you might have about the game that I might know or be able to look up and help, I would love to do like a whole video of like comment questions. And if you subscribe to the Patreon, those will definitely be the priority ones that I'll do. But also like advice. I would love your 2 cents on how to play the game effectively, how to play it for fun. I don't want to just play to win and then get mad when I lose. I want to play a good game. I want to put up a good fight, but if I get beat, I want to get beat well and in a way that's fun. Actually, I should have probably talked about this Goblin Glassrite card because I'm probably going to include it in my Krenko Mob Boss because Goblin Sorcerer, and it creates a treasure token, and I have a couple cards with treasure token synergy in them. And yes, I'm building a Krenko Mob Boss. After I got my first precon, I looked up what is the easiest, cheapest deck to build, and Krenko Mob Boss was right at the top of the list. I know that a lot of people hate that deck, hate that commander, but I don't got a lot of money, so I got to build stuff cheaply. And lastly, Paradox Gardens. Let's see what we got. Drumroll, please. 11 cents. Went out with a whimper. Should have saved the Silver Quill for last. And now that all of my cards are scanned in, I just hit the Add To button, and then boop, click Bulk, because I have not put them into a deck yet. Updates it, and now they are all added to my bulk, and I go in there and put them in decks I want to add them to, or into wish lists, or build a new deck with a commander. It's a fantastic app. You should definitely check out Mythic Tools. And no, they're not a sponsor. Unless... Hi, Mythic Tools. And now for the last part of the show, I'm going to reveal my favorite card that I pulled, as well as the most valuable card that I pulled. So far, my favorite card that I pulled is this Bitter Triumph. It is an effective card that I already have a deck that I want to put this in, and look at this art. It's gorgeous. I am a sucker for good card art. And for my most valuable card that I pulled today, Silver Quill the Disputant. And I am probably going to list this one on TCG Player because I don't see myself using it. But I am curious as to what Has Casualty 1 means. So if you know, let me know in the comments what Casualty means in a Magic card. Well, that's it for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I cannot wait to make more content like this. Please, if you want, check out the Patreon and give us a follow over there because I would love to be able to do more bigger, better, badder videos with Magic the Gathering. And maybe I'll expand to like other trading card games. Like if you have a trading card game that you think would be hilarious for me to try out, head over to Patreon and subscribe and let me know there. And maybe I'll pick up some, Garbage Pail Kids or some Pokemon cards or something and just see what we got going. And if you want to get Mythic Tools for yourself, there's going to be a link down in the description. Again, they're not a sponsor. It's just a great tool that I think every Magic player should have. But if you would like to get the Scanning Tower or my custom gaming mat that I designed and make myself, please check those out in the description as well. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and let's keep the magic alive.